Hey folks, welcome to today's The Steady Trader YouTube Live. It is snowing like crazy outside here today. I wish you could see this. Anyway, today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about what I think is the most dangerous thing for traders right now. And if we look at the market here right now, we are 9 years into a bull market. I'm not here about to call the end of a bull market, but we are late in the cycle. And the more I talk to people, both on the street and at home, when I say a street, I mean Wall Street, the more I see people being very complacent to the fact that at some point they will buy the dip again. Now the reality is buying the dip, buying your 5%, 10%, 15% pullbacks has worked like a charm for the past 8 years. At some point that's going to stop working. Again, I'm not here to call the end of the bull market and be an alarmist, but at some point that's going to stop. And it's those phase transitions where we move from a straight up bull market to a more choppy market to ultimately a bear market where a lot of people are going to lose a lot of money. Once the bear market is clear, everyone's going to understand what to do, or hopefully understands what to do. But it's the phase transition that's the most difficult. And right now, if I talk to people, anyone from investment bankers through hedge fund managers, the people at home, they have this, I think, overly complacent feel that at some point they're going to get to buy another 10%, 15% pullback. And yes, that might be possible. But at some point, that 50% pullback is going to only turn into a 5% bounce. Then we make lower highs. And then we slide another 10% and so on and so forth, right? So the phase transition is important. So let me show you guys a chart here to illustrate this. Let me flip this around as always. And we look at the chart. And this is very simply the chart of the S&P 500. Let me get this right. And what you'll see here is exactly what I'm talking about. This is now the S&P 500 going back to all the way to 2007 and more. Let me make it clear so you guys can see this. And so what you can see here is that every single dip has been bought. These dips usually haven't been more than 10-15% for the most part. And at some point, that's going to stop working. So what I want to make sure that people understand, at some point, we start to make lower highs, right? So like, for example, before we had the big sell-off here that started basically in 2007, we started making lower highs. So let me just kind of illustrate this. And again, very, very simple S&P 500 chart. So you can see from 2003 all the way through 2007, we had another very simple straight up bull market basically, right? So all the simpler support lines, all the pullbacks have held. But at some point, and I remember this very, very vividly, we started making a lower high. And that lower high happened here in December 2017. But you can be, I know for sure that a lot of people on Wall Street didn't see this as a lower high. They were ready to start buying the next dip again until we were down here, at which point we were, let me do the math, at which point we were 20% off the highs. Then we rallied another 13%, and then we fell another 15 and even more and more and more and more, right? So this phase transition here will happen at some point. In my personal opinion, it's going to happen sooner than people think. Again, I'm not here to call the end of the bull market, but this phase transition that we saw in 2007 is going to happen again, and I think we're not too far away from that. So I sure hope this makes sense to you guys. Let me quickly turn the camera back around. And if you guys enjoyed this, please give us a thumbs up like. Subscribe to the channel. But again, these phase transitions are really, really important, and I hope you guys find this valuable. It's a risk management exercise. The market at some point buying a dip will stop, and I want you to psychologically be prepared for that, because not every dip and every market is the same. So hope this was helpful, folks. Have a great weekend, and please help us spread the word about our YouTube live here for The Steady Trader. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon.